Hello and welcome to Legacy of Worlds. This is going to be Season 2, where our great heroes of all the worlds will be delving into the mists of horror. The worlds are at stake, the multiverse is in peril, again, and only these fine folk can put a stop to it. We're going to begin as shadowy darkness swirls in an ethereal expanse. Sound echoes off in the distance, muffled, sort of like a wind blowing against sheets, off in the kind of just over in the periphery. Shadowy flickers pierce the vision of Loholt Linvander, Zayanku of Imaria, Time Paladin, Bard, and Aeon Sage. You find yourself standing amidst this vista of strangeness, yet it feels familiar. It feels similar to when you wield the powers of time that flow through your muscles, your bones, everything about you. But it's cold. It's twisted. You kind of feel a little like the oxygen is not enough. Like it's kind of difficult to breathe. And your skin feels a little drier than normal. You're kind of itchy, and it's incredibly uncomfortable. You're not wearing your armor. You are in what you would normally have when you're sleeping. So whatever sort of bed clothes you might have on. If you sleep with Amberfang, then you might have a little bit of, you might have your sword with you.
I don't think he'd sleep with Amberfang if he was in the comfort of his...
You were in a very comfortable base when you slept, yes. But you do see these shadowy mists begin to swirl and form a figure, humanoid in its appearance, but with a long, scraggly black beard, hair of the same midnight hue, scaling down his back, and two beady, pure white eyes staring back at you, a subtle glow about them. And you notice that, similar to your own hair, there's this faint traces of sort of a platinum, almost blonde, streaking through some of the black. And you recognize him as a Linvander Zayanku, similar to yourself. And in his hand is a jet black sword. It begins to formulate out from his palm. And his palm is rotted, looks nearly vestigial in its presentation. You remember this must be the Hand of Vecna, this artifact you were told about. And one of those white eyes swirls and malforms to be sort of cat-like and this yellow ochre as he stares back at you, just chuckling to himself. Ah, boy, you have been busy, haven't you? But not busy enough.
I recommend you stay out of my dreams and come to me in person.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Don't worry. You'll get your wish soon enough. This head, this eye, and he raises his hand in a book that seems to be wrapped in human skin, marred black by aged years, filled with all kinds of horrific depictions, inked in an ocean of blood. It begins to swirl through his hand as the pages flap and flitter in the darkness. These relics, they hold such secrets. Secrets that even the great Corinth could never have hoped to understand. The assault on this tower that you have made a home for yourself in was but a paltry, trivial act for me, for I have achieved what no one in our world has ever hoped to achieve. I am touching the realm of apotheosis.
It's not going to work.
It already is. The magic has scattered across all the known worlds of the multiverse, and you've been so kind as to begin collecting it all into one place. You've done all the work I could have ever hoped, while I recover my strength from that blasted fool's intervention. And even though you believe you have a secret, there are no secrets beyond my sight. And he gestures to the glowing yellow eye Not anymore. The sword that you will find will no longer be in its place once you achieve that location. I have seen to it that by the time you've swallowed your way through those mists, it'll be long since destroyed. There is no hope. There is nothing you can do. You are weak. You couldn't even defeat a bloody fool and oaf brute like Brivenska. You are nothing but a failure, a disgrace to our kind.
Are you done?
You have something to say, boy?
I got the insight on him. Is this some sort of weird dream manifestation? Do I feel like I'm speaking to somebody, and is this more of a gaslighting to make me think there's no point in going?
Yeah, sure. Give me an insight check.
23.
You think it's a bit of both. You do know there are ways that those Aeon sages, those who have the power of the veil and dreams, can insert themselves into the dreams of other people, and they can speak to them through them. It's not him physically. He's not actually here, but it is him speaking to you, although you're also guessing that there's a lot of magical enhancement to this dream. But
he can't affect me.
The thing is you are a Lindvander. You have resistance to fear. So such a thing that he's doing is very downplayed from what it would normally be. But he is definitely using some magic to enhance. So you kind of think it's a combination of all of that. He is sort of goading you, and he is trying to taunt you and remove your hope. Perhaps he has some additional goal to this, but it's hard for you to read him because he's using this. He's more of an illusion or a manifestation than an actual person, and so he's moving in ways that mortals don't normally.
Do I have the ability to use any of my powers?
You might be able to attempt some of your veil powers,
but none of my bardic spells or
not in this instance.
So I'm just
he has full control here.
Okay, so it's not like the Golden Child. You couldn't just try to insert some characters in there. Do you remember the Golden Child?
I do.
When Josie gets in there,
the night.
Yeah, he's in his dreams and he carves the Ashante dagger into his skin, but it's there when he wakes up. But otherwise, they dream. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you have any interaction there because he was able to influence.
So what do my thoughts do? Like, can I will something? Can I will Everfang?
You could attempt to, yes. If you would like to give me a wisdom check.
D20 wisdom check, right? So a wisdom check is just my roll plus my wisdom.
That's right.
Dirty 20.
Okay. As you reach out your hand, you do see the sort of amber glow begin to manifest itself in the darkness of the mist, and the figure who you at this point you know to be Trelial. He just kind of smirks a little bit. You do have some power, I suppose. But compared to my own, combined with Vecna, not even your friend Elminster can stand against me. I hold the secrets of all of existence and beyond.
Your arrogance will once again be your downfall. Disgrace to my family line.
It's you who are the disgrace. I am going to come for you. I'm going to take all your cards, and with them I shall absorb the power, and nothing will stand in my way. Not anymore.
I can think of 5 individuals in an entire world that will. I look forward to meeting you.
As do I. And he brings his own sword up to come down on you.
So I just manifest in time of block.
You manifest Amberfang up. There is a block. Please give me a strength check.
Oh, boy. Okay, check. Check before you wreck. Ooh. We start the day with an inspiration.
You would have, you are not considered human, so you would not start.
Oh, so we don't start the day with inspirations. Give me a second to review this level 20 character sheet worth of items and things that I can try to re-roll that next.
Sometimes you just fail, kid.
Sometimes you just fail, yeah. Merrick's? This is a check and not a save, right?
That's correct.
Hey, I have an
If you actually
yourself awake.
have half-like character, but you can roll that one. Epic boon, check your
Epic boons, correct. I have boons.
That's not a save throw.
No, it's not a save. That's just a check. What's that thing that we get to re-roll? Oh, it was the fate. I didn't take that one because I wanted to be unique.
That's also for an attack.
Sometimes you fail.
Sometimes you just fail.
Oh, no, that's not Venus prowess.
The dice have spoken.
Pinch yourself.
No, I accept this. The dice have spoken.
First roll, it's a 1. Quick reveals. No, not the first roll.
You are going to be thrust back into the dark mist as you feel the force, the full power of Trelial and his artifacts, and Jetfang itself, the antithesis to your own blade, slam into you with such force that it nearly breaks your arm as you're sent flying through the darkened mists of the Nightmare Lands, taking 17 psychic damage. And jolting you awake. Where do we see Loholt as he abruptly emerges up from his bed?
At this stage, I think he's in Kronos Tower. He's not in Chrymaris. His companions, his childhood companions that he travels with, is they're still putting up the good fight on the realm of Imaria. I mean, he's in Kronos Tower, which is in it's in a time sphere, sort of like a vestige in the veil, which is like the time shell that covers my world. And Kronos Tower is in the past, some of these heroes have been there, where the Aeon Sages, the Chronomancers, the Time Wielders, they have this like secret society that is trying to keep the timeline clean in Imaria, very fate grand order. And he's in that tower because they've been trying to solicit his services to join the Temporal Mystics, which is a sect that sort of like time police. They oversee the Imaria.
And as we're saying that currently they are in a state of constant hustle and rustle and rushing about because the veil of Imaria is being attacked by the forces of Mephistopheles.
Yes.
And so demons and devils and all manner of fiends and things have been continually harassing.
It's not a good era for Imaria, but I have been constantly harassed to become the monarch of Chrymaris, the continent that I'm at, and he's been refusing it for many, many years. And finally, there's been some sort of an arrangement where the Temporal Mystics, he's refused every sect that he's tried to bring him in, and Lovold realizes that he is part of something greater than the world he's a part of. And so there's been this new sort of like union of leadership that have come together to create sort of a world council that is of realm walkers that will go outside of Imaria to protect Imaria from the outside. And they have crowned Loholt as king of that. And so he's finally taken the crown and put the crown on, but not of Imaria, or not of Chrymaris, but of Imaria. So he's now protecting the world as the monarch of the world that he's from. And his whole purpose is to protect them. So his friends, in his opinion, the monarchs of their worlds,
I mean, you know,
yeah,
basically.
barons, monarchs, financials. He would wake up, sapphire blue sheets everywhere. He's just like sweating, probably he's not wearing anything, so he's just bustling chest. He's just like hair all a mess. Amber Fang in the corner with a nice amber hue that probably mixes in with the sapphire walls of the Kronos Tower. Clocks everywhere, ticking, and
Whiff of oil.
I think he's alone because his significant other were probably in their Dawn Chrymaris. And so he would shoot up and then realize that he needs to leave the Veil and go back to his room in the sanctuary of Sigil to tell the rest that this dream is, you're out of time. I'm out of time. Yeah.
Some time has passed since we last left our heroes at the end of season 1. Effectively, what happened was you had learned that one of the realistically only ways you could stop Trelial in his acquisition of the Hand Eye of Vecna, the Book of Vile Darkness. He also has Jetfang. He's loaded with artifacts. He's all powerful. He is on a rampage. One of the only real ways that you're going to be able to stop that level of power is with its weakness, which is the Sword of Cass. The Sword of Cass is another artifact that has been lost to time since the ending of the Second Age of the Multiverse, and it was last seen in Ravenloft. Now, up to then, you have been solidifying yourselves in Sigil, creating your position of power. You've been going out and trying to find the cards from a deck of many things, which was used during the interruption of Trelial's ritual to absorb all the magic of all the worlds. They were scattered across the realms. You've been slowly gathering them up and collecting them together to try to restore that. That quest is still in progress, but you have made quite a bit of headway. While doing more research on the sort of cast and where it might be found, as well as the Planner Energy Cooperative, a group of archmages who have been assisting you, have been occasionally locating new positions as they've done repairs to their orrery, and you've been going out to collect those other cards. What all have you been up to other than kind of, you've been establishing yourself, creating a base of operations, but it's been a little bit of time. So you've had a chance to really settle yourselves into this quest and get things moving on a more long-term scale versus an emergency, like we must do as much as we can right now. So as Lobolt, I guess you return to Sigil and you enter the tower of the Planner Energy Cooperative to go and find your other companions. Let's start with Elise. What are you up to as Lobolt enters into the chamber, and what's been going on with you?
I have been studying the cards that we have collected and focusing on them and trying to figure out where every other card could be by using enhanced versions of my divination powers, including experimenting with combinations of locate object and everything else I can do to see if I can get a feeling while this orrery is still mostly broken, because they cannot do their jobs here correctly. I need to do everything. I have been trying to pinpoint where we can go. We know we need to get the Sword of Kas. I have been waiting for us to be ready to go and warning everybody of what lies ahead of us. But mostly try to put all of my energy into finding where are all of the rest of these cards.
So I assume when Lowell enters in, you're sitting somewhere with your cards out, doing
studying, doing readings, trying to figure out what to do. And if you up here, of course, Lowell.
So the double doors of the Planner Energy Cooperative, our level, which would be our bastion, open up. I'm assuming with nice smoke doors, probably interlaced with.
It's your bastion. You
probably interlaced with like mithril and some gold and some other things that the Baron would have finessed the elaboration on. But for the audience's sake, the doors will open and you see the long navy cloak of Loholt. His plates a little tattered for wear. He chooses to keep it more of adventurous style as opposed to the brandish. His war sword, Amber Fang, a blade made of amber on his back with a heavy glow, his white milky eyes depicting his a variant human lineage, so not human, but you would recognize this. And as he enters, he's a little paler, even though his bloodline gives him fear and resistance. He is not fearful, but he is definitely has a stoicism and a concern on his face as he comes in, and he bursts both doors open with cause, the clink of his armor, and he sees in front of him Elise. And Elise, your appearance.
Yes, you see Elise standing there, sitting actually with her cards, and of course she looks much like this: long, flowing white hair and colorful clothes that have been getting more elaborate as time has gone on, as she adopts more to people that are outside of her normal village. And she has a lot of makeup on, and you already know, but as anybody sees her, if they look very close, they can see just under the heavy makeup that there are scars leading down to this bright, glowing heart. And you do notice, though, that after this time, there is a little bit more of a glow to her, what you know from her reborn pallor and goldness.
She's looking happier, maybe.
I would not say happy, because she's very scared and upset right now. But the power of the help that she has gotten, boosting the power in her heart from Merrick's, you can tell that it has been giving her more and more power.
The hold comes up. The biggest distinction is the circlet is missing and he is wearing it all.
I was going to just say to you, I see that you have taken the crown.
I have taken a crown. And he reaches his hand out. And then when you grab his hand, he puts his hand out. It is good to see you.
It is good to see you. It's good to see that my reading that said you would take the crown has taken hold.
I'm not sure which of you and your reactions I'm going to fear the most. But neither here nor there, I'll explain this to you in due time. For now, I had a dream.
Okay.
With this Vecna artifact. Ahead on Toril. He foolishly belied his plan and said that the Sword of Cass was going to be gone before we get there.
It's impossible.
I feel like there's some truth to his threat. We should gather the gang and perhaps finally take a trek into the mists.
Lord, this is how dreams work. You are processing a lot of stress and energy, and you are fabricating your greatest fears. This does not mean that it is necessarily true. Could it be that you fear that we are going to go and finally be prepared and it will be missing and you will have failed?
No, it's not a fear of failure. Elise, you are a wonderful artist of fate. You wield it with your cards. Read now.
I will do a reading for you.
I believe with my gut instincts that this is a problem, and we should get everyone, including Melf. I'm pretty sure he's taking care of EUs. That guy.
He was very busy taking care of what he needed to do back home.
Look, I'm not afraid, but I feel it in my gut. Something is amiss.
Do me one favor, and we will see if your energy rings true. Got these cards.
This is the cash.
And we will see.
An upside-down success. Are you reading it this way or this way?
I am reading it.
Yeah, really. Upside-down success. The star.
Yes, this is not a good sign.
No. That's unbelievable. A little bit. Upside-down success.
We are reading to see whether your dream is a reality or if it's a fabrication of your mind.
Or perhaps that is an impending failure for us.
Or perhaps if that's our present, isn't that
Why?
we have yet to succeed?
That is true, but you are not here, Merrick.
I know. Sorry.
What?
But the way that I read this card is that in your dream, you see that we are not going to be successful in finding the Sword of Cass. However, we are cursed to not have this. Through our efforts, we can banish this curse. I am an expert on banishing curses. That is what I do. Aside from causing them, you know. I have an idea of how we can turn this non-success around by banishing it. And it is from a person who taught me all about curses. But bear with me. I see that you need, in order for us to get the Sword of Cass, that you need to cast away your negativity.
Hold on to the camera.
Yep.
Cast away negativity. It is a sword.
I have the trust right.
So creepy, isn't it? That's so crazy.
You came in with a negative dream, and what did I say before you cut these cards that were shuffled? You are making your negativity cause this nightmare.
Turn that frown upside down.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's just creepy. Now I've got you.
Listen.
You need to stay positive. We will be able to do this. You have caused this through your manifestation of your fears, which you are not supposed to have.
He's looking around now. Are the others here?
They're up in their rooms doing their thing.
They're up in their rooms doing their thing.
Stuff is awfully manly there.
Don't bother me. I'm doing my thing, man.
Mates renew privacy.
In order to get the sword, you must cast away this negativity. I have an idea. Let's go get the others.
Who is first to be retrieved from their room then?
I will, for ease of everything, we will say Merrick's.
All right. Where do we see Merrick's in his room moments before
Doing his thing.
Yes, doing his thing moments before being disturbed.
So Merrick's doing his thing. We've had a little bit of time. At least he's been looking for the cards, and he trusts she's got that covered. And I think what Merrick's has been doing with a little bit of time, also feeling, Shadowdale here is gonna be doing magic stuff, is actually trying to do business. And by that I mean basically saying, basically saying we're in Sigil. It's clear we're going to be in Sigil for a while. And it's sort of what you said about the Bastion. I'm trying to get us a solid position here. So I'm working on upgrading our establishment, but in the process, basically just trying to, what are the markets at? I'm trying to learn the economic lay of Sigil and start trying to establish, make some investments, sort of like I was doing with Face Fest.
Sure, making enemies in the Bank of Abathor.
Absolutely. Yeah. But basically sort of be trying to figure that out and get a little influence there for the purpose of solidifying our position should we need stuff in the future.
Okay, so when they come into
I'll be like working on, I'm looking over some ledgers and like snapping at a salamander, right? It's important. It's kind of busy here.
Merrick's.
Yeah. What? Oh, hey, is that you?
Merrick's.
Open the door. Okay, he opens the door and he literally. I drop my. I'm gonna do like a gesture and get energy here. Who are you, imposter? You should have known he would never be wearing that crown.
Reaches out, touches her finger.
I'm just messing with you. Really. This did you like the thing? I mean, yes, I've been saying all it's magical, just as I expect. Oh, of course.
I can use it. I simply just like.
Oh wow!
And if I wish correctly,
That's nice.
I can return home.
I
wasn't going to say the incantation because that would be really fun. Pop, go back your
Aria times and say, no place
it's like home.
Seriously, kid, it suits you. No, this is. I like this. This is a good thing. Do we call you? How do we refer to you now?
I don't know. It's so
Your Eminence?
No. It's not like that at all.
Yeah, all right.
My kingly.
Not at all. We are building a faction to protect the realms.
Okay, were you just coming here to strut, show off a little, or something going on?
I had a dream.
Oh, shockingly, I've had one or two of those myself.
It is currently being somewhat read by Elise, but Toril came to me.
Judged by the content of his character, not his crown.
Toril has come to me with the hand and eye. He has belied that he is going to destroy the Sword of Cast before we get to it, or has already.
So, catching up on this, clearly, of course, you realize he was lying to you, right? I mean, basically what I'm saying is, if this was me, and we're both trying to get, we're trying to buy out House Orion or something like that, because that's the thing you and I would do. So, there's an opportunity. Of course, I'm going to come to you and say, it's too late. I've already done it. And then you're not going to come and do it. I'm just saying he's saying that because he doesn't want you to try. The fact that he's saying that, why would he bother trying to steer you off? Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Thing I said. You tell me this and I say it's impossible.
But perhaps this is also a sign, which I get many, many times.
Yeah.
That it is time for us to go.
How is he there?
I don't know.
Now, I
don't know how the mist.
In your dream, where were you?
I was in the Vale, I believe, or some sort of dream space. I would know what that is, right?
You were, if you were on Imaria, then, or you were in the Veil.
I was in the Veil.
Maybe played in the Veil, so your soul would have ventured to the
Do
Veil.
you think that Carlisle could actually go and get himself in and out of Ravenloft?
So I believe that all of us have been there. And yet we're all escaping this place. And the myths and the legends of this place is that no one leaves Ravenloft. It's not entirely impossible that he went in and left.
He would need to have very specific power or connection.
He has this book. He has this hand. He has this eye. You have all been ranting and raving for months, and Elmis has been telling us just how bad these things are.
I would say that those things would keep him there.
Now, I mean, I gotta say, I mean, this guy seems to be breaking all the rules. Like, I mean, that's why we're worried about him. He's literally gonna break all the rules. I think we gotta take the chance that he can potentially go there and leave. But I'm just saying, I think he's steering you off. That's all the more reason we gotta move. Because it means he's interested. Like I said, I do it because I was chasing the opportunity and I want you not to follow. Yeah, he's here.
I am not saying that we don't go get it. I'm just saying he does not have it.
Agree. So we got to go fast.
I assume you look just like this.
Oh, yeah. So Merrick's is, you know, reasonably well dressed. I mean, better dressed than I could pull off. You know, I'm just and yes, Merrick's is an artificer, and this means he has a wide assortment of just sort of little magical odds and ends that he can assemble into different things. He has a small sort of stylish black leather backpack on that people have seen him pull stuff out of. But yeah, basically just business casual. You know, but yeah, let's go get.
We go down the hall, and then I just pictured his doors just covered. Like,
Yeah, well, so
Pipe smoke is leaking out under the.
what do we?
Magical silks glowing.
If we start from the door to Elmister's room, and then the camera were to go through the
Yeah, I was going to say the
itself and into the chamber, what are our eyes feasted to? As so, sorry.
The door has a little mail slot in it, and there's a little thing, abandon also, and enter. And if you open the door, there is a nice sort of Roger Dean style, curving soft furniture everywhere, including a lounge where an old man dressed like this, except his hat is beside him because there's a staff bolt upright, vertical, in midair by itself, with the hat on top of it. And there is a pipe. It's actually more of a church warden than this, is hanging by itself, smoking very gently. He's not smoking it is smoking itself as he lies back with his feet up on this lounge, and he's thinking hard.
Does he notice them entering at all?
Yes.
Okay.
His gaze switches from gazing into infinity. He's actually thinking of his daughter, Illustril, and the union she recently made, because he's been thinking about our quest for all the cards, which is taking a lot of time and effort on our parts. Is there something else we should be doing? And the thing is, most great artifacts are tied to a setting, as in they've been there for a long time. I don't mean that they're bound to it. They could be moved. Most of them, we know sort of where they are, at least what world they're in. And because he and Storm and various other people nursed Morty back to health, we know where a lot of the ones on Oerth are, because Mordenkainen knew where they were. And that's one of the things that you keep tabs on things. So I was thinking about the ones that we don't know where they are. Should they be battened down or accounted for or taken into our protective custody or into somebody else's protective custody who we trust? We trust. And being as Illustrial was recently, for plot reasons, deceived by Cass, briefly. And where is Cass and what is he doing? And that leads you in again to the Sword of Chaos, which leads you to the Eye and Hand of Vecna. So I'm thinking about all these things of, these are swirling around. What would I do with the Eye and Hand of Vecna?
Could we say the smoke billowing out of the pipe or swirling around your head, and we see all of these thoughts kind of shaping and forming in the smoke around your head?
Yeah, I'm thinking in this time of us chasing cards as power tokens, as things we can use. What about all the unaccounted ones, the artifacts? And I haven't reached any conclusions. I'm just going, yeah, we should think about that. It's sort of like you are raising a great army to fight another great army. And as everybody's getting together and the camp is, and Tyrion Lannister is getting flattened by some soldier who doesn't even see him, that sort of thing, you're going, what about our rear? What about this other ally and this other ally? We should think about that. We should put sentinels. We should do something rather than... So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So as he's lounging and these thoughts are formulating over his head, wisps of smoke, the three of you do come upon him.
I will just merely note, I assume you were sort of taking point, striding forward.
Sure.
But as we are going, I am going to just sort of rub a ring and just get a little sort of regal and dramatic, faint music playing. Just because he's got the crown. Like, I want this to be an entrance.
He comes with a fanfare. The crown. About time. So, I presume you didn't come here just to invite me to dinner.
No.
You stride with purpose, local inventor. What's up? What troubles
He
you?
runs up and gives you like a good solid hug.
Oh, time for that later.
Problems. I had a dream.
Always.
These two seem to dismiss it. However, I feel it to be an omen or a portent. At least read some cards. And,
I was just going to ask. She dismissed it? Did her cards dismiss?
yes. However, I can't seem to shake the feeling that there's something greater than this.
I don't dismiss it at all. I think it's a serious threat. I'm saying he's lying when he says it can't be, that it's too late.
Toril,
I'm saying the fact he says it's too late means...
Pain in the ass started so has come to me in a dream. With the soul, with the eye and the hand of this Vecna you talk about, and some book of darkness.
A vile
He
book.
belied information to me that he had destroyed this sword, the one that we need to go into the mists for.
Yes, he's lying to try and stop you from going into the mist.
However,
He fears that.
right, and I agree with this. However, I do believe that this is important. This is a sign,
Right.
that if we don't take action on this mist now, then this might become reality.
Agreed.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, so you now agree that it hasn't already been done?
That's all we were saying.
I have taken many.
Well, we've already cast away your negativity.
Look,
and
look,
we're on the record.
Stuff about stuff.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter whether it's already happened or not. Our action would be the same. We have to go and either capture him, destroy him, nullify it, take it, or we have to go hunt for it. Our action is the same, regardless of whether he's correct or not. So, time's wasting.
Is the
Yes.
Sprite here, or do we have to call them in? I believe we'll need more than just us.
Oh, we should all go.
I've already attempted to contact the others, and I can't. No, none of them.
Oh, yes, Lord Melfwood. We should have him. Although, if we are going into the mists, we're going to have to persuade him not to fight evil at every step. Selective fighting of evil.
Where would Melf be?
Good question. So when we last saw Melf, he had departed with Mordenkainen because the lowering magic levels of Oerth had caused EUs to get a little uppity. He decided he was going to take advantage of the situation and lead his armies forth into various other parts of the Flyness to do the old conquering thing.
Yeah.
You were then hired or brought back by Mordenkainen to go fight with EUs. Now, how that's gone, I leave up to you, but you have currently finished that campaign up for the moment. So what's...
We'll have established the Order of the Verdant Shield, and we're combating the influence of Iaz and his minions. And so there is... I have some available time. So apparently I was just coming back to say as much, and you'll see it a glowing spear tip rent the fabric of reality, and stepping through will be Melf, who's about 5'5" elf, pretty muscular for an elf, long silver hair that's pulled back. He has very sharp features, narrow set lavender eyes that kind of almost, there's light and almost kind of glow when they reflect to an extent. Very pale, almost translucent skin, and he wears a elven chain, carries that obviously magical spear that looks ensorcelled and scrolled, and no shield. We figured that out. And over it, he has a tunic that is trimmed. It's a green trimmed in white, and it has an arrow emblazoned upon it, and a beautiful cloak as well that shimmers a little bit as he stands here. So he'll be a little bit surprised. Oh, you're already together.
You don't have a crown.
Does somebody?
I do not have a crown.
Everyone's doing it these days.
You've accepted the crown. Well done. It's time that you stepped up to your responsibilities. I could see that it was truly what was in your heart. I'm glad that my counsel has guided you thus.
It is a crown, yes, but not of the chosen lands that you've all been forcing me to try and take.
That's what you say, but you are wearing the crown.
This is more.
One crown is much like another.
And how about you, Prince Brightflame? No crown for you. It's apparently the trend of the day.
Well, I'm still applying my leadership to the force that have formed the Order of the Verdant Shield, and will be combating the evil in Oerth, especially of Eos, who's once again on the march. It's no surprise, but I think things there are at least in hand for the moment. But how goes the collection of our cards?
I believe it's time to put a halt to that for now. I had a dream. The fellow named Toril, I don't believe.
I've heard the name.
Yes.
Dreams are a thing we
He's the one.
do, by the way, when we sleep. You might have heard of him.
Oh, yeah. I think I read a treatise on that.
He's the one responsible for those green-bladed fools that you do not like.
Yes.
He also is the one containing the hand and eye of this Vecna. And the Book of Vile Darkness. He came to me saying that he had destroyed the Sword of Cass. But through deduction, reason, and understanding, we've managed to discern that this isn't true.
Yes, it has been known sometimes. I've discovered that evil will sometimes lie to attempt to fool you. Can be trips.
If he does have the Book of Vile Darkness, he would have had to pay crippling library overdue fines by now.
That's a couple hundred years. Yes, of
Yes.
The sword is not destroyed. I can tell. Look how many times in the cards that you drew against, how many times swords have appeared. In this middle card, you see that the swords are all pointing in every which way. Finding it is the issue. It is not that it does not exist. It's here.
My gut is telling me that it's time for us to go to the Mists of Ravenloft.
Do you think you need the whole group? Because, I mean, I've got a meeting with the governors
You are
tomorrow, and... all right.
Have you ever been to the Mists of Ravenloft?
No.
This is an important point. Although the majority of this party has defied the rule set of such a place, there is a very good chance we don't come back.
The mists are loath to give up those who enter them.
If we appease those who are in control of the mists, we will get back. We must figure out how to do that.
But we must at least give the risks to all of us and understandingly know that if we're going into this with the very knowledge that we may be removing ourselves from this plane and from all of our worlds, which is maybe perhaps part of the trap.
Which might be a reason that one of us should stay behind to make sure I can get you back if something happens.
I got you out once. I can get you out again.
The medics, I would not want to go on this journey without you.
Yeah, very well.
I understand there's
Place.
much evil and undead there, so it is a place that definitely needs cleansing.
Depending where you go, there are good neighborhoods and bad neighborhoods.
I believe if
Pretty much, yeah, it's real estate, John.
read a couple more books between your last upgrade and now, you would have the intelligence to know that
Wow. I did gain a point of intelligence.
you have the intelligence to know that there's a difference between bravery and cleansing and foolishness. And even I
have a relatively low wisdom, though, in comparison to my incredible intelligence, so...
Oh, sorry, it was the charisma that was the dumb stat.
Yes. Yes.
Dumb stat.
I tend to be a
Let's reverse that.
I tend to be a little...
Lord Mel,
Sure, what things...
there's just saying, pick your battles. And I'm merely saying
Yes,
that,
with evil.
well, now here's the thing. If we go into the mists, just about every creature we meet is evil. If you kill them all, you will entirely ruin the local economy. The cycle of life, it is the natural way of things there. So we must choose our enemies wisely, for nothing else.
So the people may suffer if we slay too many of their masters too quickly.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, there's that. And the fact if we slay the wrong master in the wrong way, other masters may find out and be ready. So like a wise invader, we move quietly and we look and listen first. We may even have to parley with some of these people before we slice them up.
I see. So some reconnaissance before we...
Yeah.
Okay.
May I interject for one moment and just say that somebody who is from this place, I am not evil. Not everybody there is evil. A lot of people who live there are very good.
I can concur.
The issue is that some people who are doing things that may seem evil are doing them because they need to. They need to survive, because there are those who are, in fact, evil there. And it is not an issue so much of the black and the white, of evil and good. It is Ravenloft and all of its different red domains that are there are various shades of gray.
There are more than one domain. I've only been to this place called Agervorsholt and Castle Ravenloft itself.
There are many places. Just
As you know from my very accurate accent, I am from Barovia.
Yes.
And I look around to see if there are any of the other people anywhere near us.
I don't think so. I think you...
And knowing that we are all alone, it's like, but you also know that I'm really from Lamordia. These are different places in Ravenloft. Do not conflate.
Are they like different communities? Like you could travel from one to the other through a road?
Not so much. There are rules.
It's more like the Vale.
Now I can travel through the mist to Barovia. And I believe that that is where we should go. In this reading, I know where we must go first. I know that we need to go to the source of my power. She will know. She will know.
How do we get there?
I can take you there.
To Ravenloft.
To Barovia.
And you can get us out.
Yes. I've gotten him out before.
I will merely just note that while this conversation is going on, Merrick's has taken off the thing he's rolling me and is just sort of sitting there just looking at it. And when she says Lemuria, like, he definitely just kind of gets
we have
a little.
Merrick's?
Carry on.
Merrick's?
I do not want to go there either. We know this. I do not want to go there. We will not go there.
We got to do what we got to do. Just no. She knows what she's doing.
This, can you tell us something about this place? Why? Why did you react like that?
I spent a little while there. It's I wouldn't have gotten ill if it wasn't for her. It's what she said. It's a place where people do evil things to survive. And those that aren't just doing them because they're evil, just don't don't look forward to going back.
We are not going there.
All right. We got to do this. I mean, if we got to go to a place like that, I can't think of anyone else I could go with. But I'm not looking forward to it.
We have some options. I can just take us through the mists, and we can go into Barovia and travel to to my village. But I think in the sense of time, I should just take us all directly there. I will say, my people are wonderful, accepting people, but you must pay them the ultimate respect.
Well, of course.
Everybody must know that they are the true people that control, not the Dark Lord of Barovia.
Strahd.
So you do know of these different...
I've seen him only once. No conversation.
And there will be no conversation with him this time either. There will be no interaction. We will go, we will talk to my auntie. We will go and she will know what to do.
If we're going to do this, I'm just saying, we should do it. We should be smart about this. First off, do we have Maple's maps? Did she have maps of the domains?
In those maps, there were no maps of the domain.
There were no maps of the domain.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we'd have in our batch.
I have
map room.
all of her notes, but
There are plenty of maps of the domains in Ravenloft. Very, very few of them make their way out of Raven.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of anything else we can do ahead of time to prepare us for what lies ahead.
Elminster's ever-smoking pipe still hangs there.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets up from his lounging position and sits up on the bed, and out of his left boot flies another pipe, identical, and it takes off.
Mm-hmm.
And out of his other boot, so there's the second pipe, and it flies off. That second pipe returns almost immediately, and from it is dangling a knapsack, food and drink. As it goes thumping down. The second one takes a little longer, and it comes back with a pendant, rather like that, but not exactly the same, on a chain. It's hanging from it. And it's and he puts it around his own neck. And then both pipes sink back down into their boots. Just wanted to make sure we had a certain amulet with us.
I'm just sort of doing a quick inventory of pockets, just saying, should we get like a couple gallons of holy water? I mean, what else should I guess?
The big question is, Toril in the dream belied that he knew all about our haven, which means that this place is no longer safe.
You might have led with that one.
In all fairness, I just remembered it now. Dreams don't always come back in full force.
That is true.
We've been upgrading. I mean, I'm just
So, Toril knows about the Planet Energy Cooperative. He knows about this place. He's also been here when you disrupted him the first time. So this place may not be the haven we thought. Secondly, do we bring the cards that we've already collected with us into the mists? For the potential to leave them locked away? Or do we leave them here unguarded?
I feel we're in trouble either way. If we take them with us, there's the chance they'll be taken from us. If we leave them here, I feel that's even less safe.
I do not trust leaving them here.
I think we've got to carry them.
We could take them to Mystara, or we could lockbox them in certain magical ways and put them under the Lady of Pain. I wouldn't trust Toril's chances against the lady here and say, well, but if you want them off of this plane, I know a gal.
I'm just thinking, do we need them with us? Are they safer with us?
If we want to use their powers, then we need them with us.
What's your thoughts on this one, Bright Flame?
I see trouble in both.
What does your gut tell you?
If we have no one to leave them with, it is safer for us to take them with. If there is someone trusted that we could secret them with temporarily.
Fascist.
If we gave them to Mystara, one of the problems is that she may be put under danger from the attacks. And I'm not saying she can't defend herself, but why put extra peril on Toril?
I mean, Lady Ouch seems like
We can also
Best
put
bet.
them in your vault.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't think we should be using these cards. I've made that very clear. When we use
It
them,
could be
it
right.
takes away the magic that we need, the energy that we need to restore to all of these places.
There is one other tactic. We could put them in the vault, in the safe hold. My Lord Azuth owes me a favor. I could just say, hey, can you hang out in my vault and do your work there? You know, beating,
Again,
concocting. He would be there, a deity guarding the vault, just because he's there.
even deities, I feel, are problematic. If they're still here, and
I'd also like to interject for those of you, Elise, Lohols, at least, those of you who do not particularly find yourself on the persuasion of deity worshippers.
I don't know what that is.
Well, I think you've started to get a bit of an idea. But
I'd be like leaving it with Chimeras.
sure. Do you trust cards infused with all-powerful magic to a creature who is entirely their whole purpose?
So I don't think Loholt would make that connection because his intelligence isn't there. He doesn't have enough energy, but I could make a check on it. But I don't think Loholt would make that connection. I think Loholt is just thinking about, the only thing he's focusing on is that if the cards are with someone else that aren't us,
Mhm.
they will be subject to the attack or to whatever might happen. But if at least if they're on us, together we're a lot more fused because, you know what I mean? Like together we could run quarterback with it is what he's thinking in his head.
Absolutely.
For me, it's not that I don't believe in that there are deities. It's just that I do not particularly have one. If I was leaning to any, it would be like a Mother Knight or something like that. And only because of the power that I have seen. I just do not worship. But I do know this about the deities, is that they are still corruptible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think if we are to store them anywhere, we should be telling anybody where we are storing them. But I think the safest place is with us.
If we trust no one, then we should carry them ourselves.
An unbreakable vault is the only thing, but truly unbreakable, and I don't know anymore.
Let's bring them with us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you told us any more of the details of your dream, or do you think we should just have?
So the blade slams into the ground and he walks around everybody in the circle. And as he's carving, you see the amber sparks kind of just carve like a bit of a chalk-like circle around you. You know he's doing a standard zone of truth because now that we're all becoming a little more paranoid, he is now becoming extremely paranoid, especially with the sudden appearance of Melf. After talking about him, the coincidences are starting to fill up a little high, so he's starting to panic. And as the sword reaches the full circle and the tip connects and all of the amber chalk connects, a blast of light goes about waist high, like sparkling particles, and then settles down. Now you're all subject to a zone of truth if you wish to relent or save.
Relent.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I just doesn't work on me. I'm saying because of items in my possession, it just isn't going to. It's not a matter of me making a saving throw. It just doesn't work.
Would the spell holder know this? Or is that what the warded protection does for him? Like, would it be like looking at Reddick?
So
magic?
the description, I can pull it up, but it is basically just says nothing that attempts to determine if the person's telling the truth, find their thoughts, or anything like that works.
I think you at least know that there's something not quite right.
And this is
It doesn't feel the way.
Oh no, actually, I've always had this. I had this last season as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you know that it unaffected it had no effect on Merrick's.
Right. I mean, it's not like resisted. It's like the spell just doesn't
Washes off
register.
like water on rock.
Yeah.
I mean,
We need to take countermeasures and do the things that
Hey,
make us.
all right. He has to like take off a couple of
Gems.
things. Yeah. All right. We're late.
So a thing. See, do you have mini Elminster with you?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Stinky.
Could all the cards go inside Stinky, and could we put wards on the outside of Stinky?
Perhaps, but it's still coming with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I just mentioned as a handy
The point of
bottle.
this is that I trust and care for all of you, but there are many things at work now. So I put this zone on not to just trust you as people, but to just sift it out. And if you have any capabilities to do the same with your sight and other detections, please do so.
Sure. I'll put on,
Because
lower my goggles.
I don't want to put this past anyone, but even I could be under some sort of gesh. And it's very, very important that we discover that none of us are impure when it comes to the deceptions that could be trivial.
Just for the record, so we're talking about detect magic, obviously true sight. A couple of us have.
I've got
Sure, we'll go ahead and start doing.
Geometry
Shoot
on there.
Yeah,
Bam, bam, eyes going up, and like, bam, we're all, it looks like doing push-ups in the truth.
I do like though, just to backtrack for just a moment. When this is starting and it's clear the spell isn't working, you're giving me the look. I do think that it's like basically he takes off a ring and you're like looks at you. It's like, okay, it's one of those like about six things later.
We don't know which one of those items is the one you were turning.
That's good.
Do you need us to make any kind of arcana checks or?
You say we're
So, DM.
yes.
Because I don't put this past you based on inspirations you've seen from other DMs. Are there any impurities or anything that I can do to try and sift or figure out if there's any irregularities amongst a group of companions that he would know fairly well?
Given all of the
Are any of them
precautions you've done, it doesn't appear like any of them are compromised in any way beyond what you would normally expect.
Wow. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead, use Zone of Truth us, and I'll go ahead and do a discern lies and ask you a couple questions about. Tell us about the time.
We're standing in the Zone of Truth.
Just because you are wearing that crown. I mean, that still throws me.
I don't wish to do the same for myself. I even look in a mirror and just try to find anything about me. Is there anything about me?
Take the crown off.
The crown looks good.
That kind of does it. So I'll take the crown off.
I mean, that is actually a valid point, thinking of whether it's detect magic or if there's a different spell effect that we could use for this. But basically, can we tell, assuming his story is correct, he has had essentially psychic contact with Jermile. Is there any way that we can do a check? I mean, if nothing else, I'll just quickly cast a protection from good on him, just basically making sure there's no lingering.
He's been compromised himself.
Right.
Does Lowholt have veil sight?
No.
Okay, then as far as you can tell, everything is fine. But you have no way. Yes, you have no way to view the veil. Is what I'm getting at. Counter option to that. Then, does anybody have see invisibility?
Well, true sight sees invisibility.
Yeah, I have true sight.
Right. So with that's true. So with the true sight,
I know.
does it see in the ethereal plane?
Yeah.
True sight does.
Sure.
I can also travel in the ethereal plane, so I can just go with there.
Okay. Yeah. So assuming you do all of the things you need to do, you would see that there is a little bit of an ethereal wraith kind of just swirling around Lowholt. You're not sure what it is, but there's something. And when the protection from good and evil goes off, it kind of dissipates itself away, but you can still see it lingering, like it's just waiting.
Oh my God.
I don't know what it is, but just in case I can, if you
So they see it, I don't, right?
marked or
Murders in the ethereal, I'll be able to see it.
like I can banish curse.
Sure, this one?
See if he's been cursed with something.
Oh.
I'll describe it to the best of my abilities to everyone.
So he's being spied upon by someone.
It could be some sort of
They beat the
tracking.
little.
Perhaps that's what
My-
Carlisle put on you.
Are you doing remove curse?
Yes.
With the remove curse, you do witness the breathing etherealness begin to kind of react and disperse.
True sight looks like it might have done it.
True sight does get ethereal, by the way.
Does it look to you like it is gone?
I would. I'm not afraid to make our contact.
It has dissipated for now.
It's
Well, I think it's just let's check back.
Yeah.
Let's keep an eye on the evolving situation here.
Well, let's just stand there. Take your own
She's
She's getting a little self-conscious. She's like, what is it in my teeth? It's like,
Take one cigarettes every 8 hours.
Now, what happens in this dream?
Spinal just removes it.
Lovo,
Yeah.
tell us exactly what happened.
And I'm used to
I was in the veil, or something of that nature, and he manifested that he held one of the fangs, jet fangs, the sword of power. It's a black jet blade. He then manifested the hand, the eye, and the book. He proceeded to be arrogantly tell me his plan, which was that he was happy that we had brought the cards together for him to steal from us. So he does intend to take it. He gave information about this bastion of ours. He told us it was too late and the sword was already destroyed, this sword of Kaz.
No.
And then he
actually said it'll be gone by the time.
Yeah,
before you get
that's exactly what he said. It'll be gone by the time you can get there.
That's right. And then he struck at me when he found out that I had some ability to manifest objects. As I tried to manifest Amberfang, he struck at me, damaged my mind, and shunted me into the nightmare veil, where I woke up.
He hit you.
Yes, it was a physical connection. If I did not manifest Amberfang, it could have been much deadlier.
What are the powers of Jetfa?
Yes.
Would I know? Oh, because I've dealt with it.
You would know.
At this point, yeah. Well, Gabriel had.
It's the blade of absolute power. If it makes you more powerful,
Jetfang was wielded by the wielder of the Diamond Skull before he met his fate. And
that explains everything.
And so
Diamond Skull.
the blade contains nothing but raw ambition and power. It is the antithesis of Amberfang, the sort of influence and freedom. It consumes your soul and it kills those around. It hungers for destruction and death. And if he has this blade with the hand, we're in very much trouble.
Would him striking you with it be able to mark you with tracking or anything like
I was
this?
going to say, perhaps we should examine where you were struck in your vision and perhaps
I'll
sort of mark.
pull Amberfang out. I mean, Ember sword, do the light glow to it. I'll just dim the glow. And
those of you with true sight can see that there is an indelible mark upon the blade.
Just quickly again, detect magic arcana. Does it feel like it's a lingering magical force, or is it just the blade itself has been scarred?
The blade has met another of its kind, and both have left a mark upon one another.
Just again, hypothetically, with a 30 change arcana, could we try and, basically let's do some checks here. Do we think we could track the jet fang by the mark here?
Perhaps.
Oh,
It is-
can I locate
well, so-
object
so
on
here's
this
the
mark?
So here's the deal. It's going to be two-way. And if it functions, if you can track through it, he can track through it.
Well,
There is no way to turn it off.
Okay,
While you can still track him.
do we think it's on now? Because that was my thing. Like, if he's tracking us,
It is currently
track him.
dissipated, but you can see it's growing back in strength again.
If I touch the mark and we're not tracking it, but if I touch the mark and just do my...
Are you touching the mark?
No,
Okay.
You're taking hypothetical
because I just remembered what I am saying here. No, that's not the right source. That's fine. But if I was to use the locate object on the mark to locate, it's a piece of the sword that we are trying to find. Well, not that sword, but his sword. Would that work without it being two ways?
No. If the connection can be accessed, it has to work both ways.
I'm assuming you're telling me this.
Oh yeah, I assume we're talking about it as we're doing it.
How do you get rid of this mark?
It seems likely you can't.
Was it the same remove curse that worked on it?
The remove curse is what dissipated it. There would likely, it's slowly, you expect, again, this is looking like it's going to be a daily type.
I have an idea that you will not like.
What?
We send it down a river as a moving target, and we leave.
Give somebody else your sword.
No, we would never curse somebody with that. But we leave it in someplace moving. We attach it to something that I'm sure Elminster can have it fly around where he will be chasing Amberfang and not us.
You want me to give this up?
I don't know. I feel like it's a thing of incredible power, first off, just having that
And we
going around. But also, the issue to me, do I think if I was using that, if I was to activate this link, if I was to work on it, my question is, do I think I would just be able to track the location of the blade, or do I think I would be able to scry on it? Because I'm just saying, if he can scry on it and say, oh, this is just a river, I mean, it would mean he wouldn't be able to find us.
Can't you fix everything? I'm not saying just like Mendy or anything, but can't you fix it?
Well, give me time, I'm sure. But it is also, this is basically, here's the issue. Yeah, I'm sure we could. But that would take a couple days. I think at the most.
Should not take.
I think you can keep it dampened like this. It just means every morning we're going to have to, you're going to have to do some removing cursing. Having it with us gives us the potential to try and activate the link and track him if we need to.
What if we were to cut the section out of the sword?
It's an artifact. They don't really work that way. There's probably I'd have to have the knife of a wyvern's tail or, something specific to how it was made.
We could cast a wish and hope that Loholt dodged the blow in this dream, and so that the blade was not marked. That, I think, is a possibility, but I don't know if that'll work or not.
I mean, I think with the collective arcana of this group, that probably would do it. It would expend that resource.
I'm sorry, I'm not someone who can just change
Question I had
the flow of time.
is I did watch
sure.
us here, and it is a link to Jetfang,
Yes.
even though that is a link to yours.
I still think that we shouldn't be giving that up. As long as we can keep it
I can keep it that way. It will deplete my own resources, but I can do it.
I mean, so can if we what big beard here?
What this is an insurance.
So you can take turns.
What this is insurance on is if we don't get the Sword of Cost in time, is he close enough that we could stop?
Especially because it sounded like he was taking it rather than destroying it. So there may be a point where being able to track him is critically important. So I think this is a tool we need to hold on to.
Let's find out just how often we need to do this. As a paladin of the Oath of the Ages, I have a third level power called Timekeeper. Due to your connection with the chronal ebb and flow, you always know the number of hours left before sunset or sunrise. Additionally, when you have an unobstructed view of an ongoing effect with a duration, you always know the amount of time in minutes, hours, days, or years remaining on the duration. How long before whatever this is comes fully back and I need to remove its curse again?
That is an excellent use of
4 hours. Yeah, very nice.
4 hours.
Hours.
Well, wait a minute. If we visit my tower, how many Ruby Curse scrolls do you want to carry with us? And Stinky can carry them all.
Well, yes. I mean, we could have naturally probably acquire a few scrolls to release some spell slots, but we don't want to.
Yeah, I certainly got room in that. So yeah,
But what I'm saying is that in 4 hours,
I can't do it every 4 hours.
And we do not want to go
Basically.
into the mists of Ravenloft with one of us having to expend the spell.
how many scrolls can we reasonably get without breaking the rules of the game?
You put 11 of them in his bag.
Sure.
11 scrolls. That'll give us enough.
That's a couple of days. I mean, frankly, if we can, I gotta say, the way this works here, we're either going for a day or two, or we're not coming back. So, for a long
Wait. Can this penetrate the mist, you think? This mark, this link? This might be a way to find our way out of the mists.
If he's out of it, maybe.
That might also be
If it's that powerful.
Well, I say grab her,
11 scrolls.
little library.
Of curse scrolls, good.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
I love that you have a little ending
Yeah.
Well, in the library. Okay, yep, tip blows. Don't mind. I got another fireball while we're here. Maybe a limited wish.
Would you like a limited?
No.
The question is, look at the face of the dungeon master. Great on the wall. How does he react?
Merrick has a handy haversack full of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, so do I.
Yep. All right.
Before we go, for those of you who have not been to Barovia, once again, we treat my tribe with respect. They are not the same types of people that you normally encounter. And if we need to go somewhere else in Barovia, we will do so carefully. This is the place that there are undead. We stay in the cities and towns. We do not interact much with the townsfolk unless we need to. And Melf and Loholt,
What?
you may see that, how do I put it very delicately? The people in this place, some of them don't look like they are engaged. All there. If somebody seems like they are not answering you, if somebody seems like they are not connecting with you, it does not mean that they are not people. There is much sadness and despair here.
Don't go swinging with swords first. Understood.
You may see that there is nothing behind some people's eyes. It is okay.
So some may be thralls of some other evil force.
Not in the same way, but too long to explain. We must move.
I have to be fun.
One more moment, though, before we do, if you don't mind. I am going to take little Stinky out of my bag. Stinky is a small Elminster. I mean, he's very clearly a sort of a doll.
On a homunculi?
A homunculi.
Yeah.
You've seen it before.
Yeah.
And he's been around for a little while, though. I mean, he's homunculi, which again are simple spirits. They aren't, it's not like a fully, but still, he's been around for a little while. And I am just sending him down, and I'm just saying, Stinky, we're about to go into a very dangerous place.
Disintegrate.
That's not everything can be disintegrated. And I just want a meteor swarm. That could work. You got the right idea. I just want to know, you ready for this? You okay to face a challenge? All right. I'm trusting you because, I'm going to need your help. But I just want to make sure you're willing to go into danger here. Okay. Danger's my middle name. See, we got multiple words. All right. I'll get back into
The last name. Stinky, Danger.
Sneaky Danger. Anyone?
Homunculus the Third.
Stinky Danger, Homunculus. Right, there we go. All right.
It is official.
Just had to make sure that every member of our party was committed.
Stinky Danger. Homunculus the Third.
Esquire. Danger.
If you have a doctor, maybe for fifth.
Homunculus the Third. Esquire.
Homunculus the Third. Okay.
CSA.
All right. The team is prepared. Let us go.
All right, I think that's the last thing we need to figure out before we get started.
All right.
So we will go visit my auntie.
She would be at the, you would know that she generally camps at the Sarah Pool in Barovia. So that would be the place to go.
Well, one thing, lady, should anything happen to you, what is your auntie's name so we can at least ask for her?
And as I snap my finger into bats and mists and gate you out, I say, Madam Ava.
That'll be the end of the first session.